Blondie, The Knack, The Cars, pink neckties, snazzy suit jackets and all, but we don't want anything to do with punk.
Let's talk sense, Susan. Kevin is not inside a computer, and he's not on any network.
You don't understand. Kevin's my twin brother. I know he's in there.
Why, sometimes I'd like to take a peppermint and a switchblade and a Cadillac and throw it all in a fire.
There's nothing like a good old public execution, is there?
Due to the graphic nature of this idiotic program, discretion is advised.
Rob Zombie.
Get out there and make it look good.
Yeah, well, she's around town on a gambling green and fits a chicken dog in a movie. A long hair, baby, got a record machine like a hacksaw falling on me. Go, 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 gotta go. She's moving like a diva. Go, 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 gotta go. She's moving like a diva. Dead girl, dead girl. Yeah, what you do uptown? I'm a cemetery selling water leather pants for a weekend. A canteen boots, I got a tiger tease and a handmade circus freak, yeah. Go, 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 gotta go. She's moving like a diva. Go, 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 gotta go. She's moving like a diva. Dead girl, dead girl. Superstar!
I want you to come out there and shake your asses proper. You hear? I want you to come out there and shake your asses proper. You hear?
Yeah, well, she hit the ground like a bounty killer clown with a fist full of dollars each, yeah. I see her there with blood in her hair and a place stealing rap to beat, yeah. Go, 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 gotta go. She's moving like a diva. Go, 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 gotta go. She's moving like a diva. Dead girl, dead girl. Dead girl, dead girl. Dead girl, dead girl. Dead girl, dead girl. Superstar!
Do you believe in the boogeyman?
Morgue Radio. The world's original all-horror broadcast.
Such a ghastly festering as it bubbles up putrescently in occasional ghoulish glimpses.
Yeah, welcome to Morgue Radio Fiends. Welcome to the show. The Weird Wide West original and #1 all-horror broadcast. I'm your host, the really weird ghost, Dragomir.
A boy with some very unusual friends.
Look at the rats. This week on the broadcast.
I don't have a problem with Bulgaria. Let me please make that clear. But they put the beards on the head and the heads on the beard. I don't know what, they got a memo mixed up or something. And because no one spoke English, we had cast members all talk like Dracula.
Star of Evil Dead, Bubba Hotep, yes, horror icon Bruce Campbell returns. Our Blood Spattered guide's got a posthumous Type O top 5, and the Caustic critics go back to the well as they're taking on the Descent Part 2.
What are these things?
Death. Terror tunage en route this week, fiends from Screamin' Lord Sutch. We've got Public Image Limited Box 65, plus tons more fun to come. Let's get it going with Mad Sin, a little Cyclops Carnival on your home for Cyclopsian rock and roll.
Okay, come on, chomp chomp. Let's go.
Oh, fill me with suspicion, just like devils in my head. A stench of rotten flesh, cowers on my back. Rock the Satan's carnival, demon put inside. Rock the bone and feel the evil. Swallow the sprite, yeah. I said yeah. Haven't got much anguish. You are buzzing around my mind. Oh, take me back to your place. There's nothing left to find. Rock the Satan's carnival, demon put inside. Rock the bone and feel the evil. Swallow the sprite, yeah. I said yeah. And the folks begin to start. Only global way to see there's any cause. Why don't you look in the mirror and flip those face functions? Rock the Satan's carnival, the demon put inside. Rock the bone and feel the evil. Swallow the sprite, yeah. I said yeah.
Why is it when the night comes, the whole world seems spooky, scary, horrible, and frightening? Is it because it's dark? Or is it because there's something out there, in the dark? Who knows? I don't. What are all those sounds, all those things, all those sounds that live in the dark? I don't know. Trees don't sound like that, do they? And there, back from the dark, dark road, is an old, dark, dark house. And the house has a dark, dark door. And the house is dark. Dark. Hello? Is anything home?
This Public
The halls are dark. Dark. And all the rooms are dark, dark. And the stairs are dark, dark. And there, in the corner, a dark, dark corner, is a dark, dark chest. And when I open it, out jumps a dark, dark ghost.
This is Gaspar Noé, and you're listening to Morgue Radio.
From producer Kathleen Kennedy and director Frank Marshall. From screenwriters John Patrick Shanley and Michael Crichton, the best-selling author of Jurassic Park. In a high-security communications control room in Houston, Texas, a young scientist watches a video transmission coming from the African jungle, 10,000 miles away. What she sees is a mystery that will draw her deep into an unexplored wilderness and into a race against time, where man's missing link guards the key to the world's most advanced technology. Congo, where you are the endangered species.
Just stop the f***ing spitting.
Alright, so first of all, what is the state of the Church of Satan? I was going to ask you about Wes Craven, and now I'm ashamed to.
Les Messman style.
Possibly the Antichrist, like a zombie character on Sesame Street. All of a sudden it seems so irrelevant. Continue.
I speak nothing but the fucking English language. And if that's infamous, then tough titters.
Alright, this is feedback, hopefully bouncing back from a combination of swine flu, chicken pox, and mad cow disease. This week, by popular demand, we're digging into the Festival of Fear 2009 vaults to bring you some more highlights of the incredibly entertaining Q&A with the man, the myth, the legend, the chin, Mr. Bruce Campbell.
Give me some sugar, baby.
Also, we mentioned last week that we'll be announcing the 2010 Festival of Fear lineup on the May 7th show. Unfortunately, the results are under embargo until midnight. Now, we could delay the show until midnight, but Toon Dragomir pointed out that it wouldn't be fair to the hardcore Morgue Radio fans who depend on us being there for them for their Friday night drive home. So for you hardcore fans who listen on a Friday night, I'm willing to let go of the Festival of Fear exclusive and bump that segment until the following week, just for you. But if you're in Toronto, you can always drop by the Rue Morgue Black 100 party at the Revival Club on College Street if you want to get the Festival of Fear scoop. That's on Friday, May the 7th, and there you will find everyone associated with the Rue Morgue underworld, all there celebrating the release of the 100th issue.
Groovy. Yes, sir. The worst Sam Raimi's ever screwed me over? Like every day. Right, he'll pay on Spidey 4. He'll pay. when he has to come up with another pivotal role for me in that movie. I want to do a quick recap since we didn't finish our recap of the Spider-Man movies. Part 2, it may have seemed like a simple cameo, playing a guy, a snooty usher, who wouldn't let Peter Parker in late to see Mary Jane in a play. Well, technically, if you really break it down, I'm the only character who's ever defeated Spider-Man. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I come to see the show.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. No one will be seated after the doors are closed.
It helps maintain the illusion. I understand. Miss Watson, she's a friend of mine. She asked me to come.
But not to come late.
Part 3, Spider-Man comes to me for advice. When do superheroes do that? Not very often. Okay?
Bonsoir. Le monsieur attire une réservation?
I'm sorry, I don't speak.
But this is a French restaurant, no?
Oui?
Name, please?
Parker, Peter.
Here we are. Table for 2. Becker.
Parker.
That is what I said. Becker.
How about over here in the back, along the wall? Yeah, there's nobody behind you. Was I approached to do Drag Me to Hell? No, Sam forgot my number, apparently.
Answer your telephone.
Yeah, thanks for bringing up a sore spot. Yes. Advice for actors who are trying to break into the business. Anyone who wants to be in the arts, if you want to be in it, be in it. And get in it enough to try and see if you like it. You might like it. But if you don't get into it enough, you'll never know, and you'll have a lifelong of misery and regret. So check it out. You want to be a director? Try and be a director. You think it's easy? Try and do it. You want to be a famous actor? Knock yourself out. It's all fine. So that's my advice. Don't take anybody's advice. I grew up in Detroit. They don't make movies in Detroit. They don't even make cars in Detroit anymore.
Boom, roasted.
They don't do anything in Detroit anymore. So I felt no one had any right to tell me not to be an actor in Detroit because they didn't know any more than I did. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in Detroit. Let's play a fun little game. I'll turn my back, and you can shout out the name of the movie that you want your money back for. But this is a very popular game, so wait till I turn my back. Don't clap yet. We haven't even played the game. Yeah, okay, all right. There's a lot of frenzy. It's like an auction here, you know? I heard Alien Apocalypse. Top 5 bad movies I've ever made.
What planet are you from?
There, does that help you to understand?
Yeah, that was funny. Look, I want some answers and I want them now.
Because in Bulgaria, we shot it in Bulgaria. I don't have a problem with Bulgaria. Let me please make that clear. Wonderful, fabulous people. Hardworking people. But they put the beards on the head and the heads on the beard. I don't know what, they got a memo mixed up or something. So worst hair and beard work ever in the history of cinema, probably. And because no one spoke English, we had cast members all talk like Dracula. So we had to replace all of their voices, except mine. And Renee O'Connor, of course. Yes, thank you for correcting me on that. So yeah, top 5 bad. I'll give you that one. Serving Sarah, I'll go for that. Yeah, Blow-A-Rama. See, even high-budget movies can suck too. I haven't even turned around. Wait, I heard Spider-Man 3. Huh? Come on, the movie only cost $200 million. Give it a break. I could have made a lot of My Name is Bruce's for that budget. I could have had a monster. I got a guy in a suit. He's got a digital man flipping around. Okay, all right. Well, never mind. We'll talk about that later. All right. Someone mentioned Congo. Could I have a volunteer to be a studio executive? Come up here, sir. Come up here. Right here. All right, sir. That's close enough. Right there. Close enough. Thank you. Thank you for volunteering. No, you don't have to do anything. Listen carefully. I'm going to pitch a project to you. You work at Paramount. And I'm going to pitch a project, and you're going to say yes or no whether you're going to make that movie. I've got John Patrick Shanley to write the screenplay. He won the Academy Award for Moonstruck. I've got Ann V. Coates to edit this movie. She edited Lawrence of Arabia. I've got Alan Davio to shoot the movie, to photograph it. He shot E.T., Empire of the Sun, huge Hollywood movies. It's being produced by Frank Marshall and Kathleen Kennedy. Written by Michael Crichton book. Would you make this movie? Congratulations, you just made Congo.
Stop eating my sesame cake. Stop eating my sesame cake!
Some things look good on paper, just like McHale's Navy. I can say that because I'm in it. See, so some things, it was the only Crichton book I ever read. I thought it was a really great book, and it is a good book. What happened? They got the wrong guy to make the monkeys or something, I don't know. Over here, my favorite movie to make? Again, that's dangerous, because when a movie's fun, like Sundown, A Vampire in Retreat, yeah, that was fun to make. Got to dick around in Utah for weeks and weeks and weeks. I worked 2 days a week. I was climbing mountains when I wasn't working. I had a blast. Try and watch the movie sometime. Thanks a lot. Thanks for coming. I appreciate your time. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Morgue Radio.
Hey ho, have you heard about a show called Morgue Radio? Weird wigs and spooky tone.
Radio for ghouls, not radio for chones.
Radio for ghouls, not radio for chones.
Orally stunning.
A little body bag of fun, and now it's time to throw to our little bag of fun. Yes, the lovely Shannon with the latest horror happenings. Hey there, Shannon, what's happening?
So Rue Morgue Magazine's 100th issue celebration is starting soon, and Toom's really excited, mostly just because he dresses like a 100-year-old man. Hey everyone, I'm Shannon, and I've got what's happening horror-wise from around the world. April 30th until Sunday, May 2nd is Fab Fest at the Filmhouse Cinema in Edinburgh. They'll have a whole ton of UK premieres and special guests. You'll be served up a feast of movies designed to entertain, enlighten, enthrall, and chill your bones to the core. Go to filmhousecinema.com for full details on the festival. Again, the Rue Morgue Magazine 100th issue celebration starts Saturday, May 1st and goes until the 31st. This is your your chance to pick up those issues that you might have missed. Hundreds of back issues will be on display for show and for sale at iSource Cinema, 801 Queen Street, West Toronto, Ontario. Check out the Facebook page for more details. And the first ever Polystaffel Grindhouse Fest will be in Las Vegas, May 12th to the 16th at the Sci-Fi Center. 13 films will be showcased during the festival. 5 features will have their world premiere tickets. It'll run you about $10 for a 1-day pass, $25 for a 3-day pass, and $40 for a 5-day pass. Check out grindhousefest.polystaffel.com. And if you know of something that's happening horror-wise you want the whole world to know, send me an email, Shannon at roomorgradio.com.
Well, thanks, Shannon. Yes, just to clarify, it's not that I dress like a 100-year-old man. It's just that most of my clothes are actually 100 years old.
Don't you hate today's young vampires? I hate the young vampires. Old man pants. Hey, I hate the young with their leather jackets and their messed up hair. Whatever happened to tuxedos and Brill cream? Driving with a yellow dog, I-95's got a smile on his face and big shiny eyes. Up at a decent hour, never ate yet. Got a little Johnny Cash in the old tape deck. Nothing in the trunk but some baseball gloves, pair of jumper cables and a set of golf clubs. Blanket on the backseat, we're in rough shape. Sunroof held on with a bit of duct tape. Looking for a gas station, better make a list. Fill her up with regular, I need to take a piss. Sexy girl air freshener, snacks in a pinwheel. Top up the fluids, clean the bugs off the windshield. Not a care in the world, not a how and a why. No destination, not a cloud in the sky. Back on the road, not a moment too soon. Dish ran away with some other spoon. I'm wicked and weird, I'm a road hog with an old dog singing slow songs, trying to hold on. Wicked and weird, I'm a rat fish, trying to practice doing backflips on your mattress. Wicked and weird, I'm a road hog with an old dog singing slow songs, trying to hold on. Wicked and weird, I'm a rat fish, trying to practice doing backflips on your mattress. Hole in the muffler, ghosts on the shoulder, cough drops, loose change in the beverage holder. To roll down the window, you gotta use a wrench. Been thinking about brushing up on my French. Right there in the glove box, if you should look, you'll find 40 parking tickets and a copy of the good book. Don't bother looking, you'll never find me. I'm starting from scratch and leaving trouble behind me. Wicked and weird, I'm a road hog with an old dog singing slow songs, trying to hold on. Wicked and weird, I'm a rat fish, trying to practice doing backflips on your mattress. Wicked and weird, I'm a road hog with an old dog singing slow songs, trying to hold on. Wicked and weird, I'm a rat fish, trying to practice doing backflips on your mattress. Decent breakfast, and I'll be back at it, dirty and reckless. 5 o'clock shadow, lips like mud flaps, hands like eagle's talons, eyes like hubcaps. The further I get, I keep going faster. Whispers in the wind and cows in the pasture. I have no plans and nothing to prove either. I eat out of a bag and sleep in a movie theater. I always a storyteller, I just write it down. Already been beaten, there's no way to fight it now. I just kick back and keep warm on the cold days and laugh, cause it ain't like it was in the old days. I figure when I make it to the heavenly gates, they'll be working on my car and playing 78s. Wicked and weird, I'm a road hog with an old dog singing slow songs, trying to hold on. Wicked and weird, I'm a rat fish, trying to practice doing backflips on your mattress. Wicked and weird, I'm a road hog with an old dog singing slow songs, trying to hold on. Wicked and weird, I'm a rat fish, trying to practice doing backflips on your mattress.
Hey everybody out there, this is David Hess, and you're listening to Rue Morgue Radio.
Hello, I'm Liisa Ladouceur, your slightly stuffed up, blood-spattered guide to music on Rue Morgue Radio.
And who else would give you typo negative the way you want it? Slow, deep, and hard.
The big news in music this month, at least from the dark side of music, is a sad story. On April 14, Peter Steele of Typo Negative was found dead at the age of 48. Now, we don't know yet the official cause of death, but it seems to have been a heart attack or some kind of heart failure. And whenever a musician or someone in the public eye dies unexpectedly, especially when they're young, this word tragedy is thrown around a lot. Although it's not always tragic. Like, of course I'm sad to hear that Malcolm McLaren died recently of cancer, but let's face it, what he had to contribute to art and the world was pretty much in his past.
My name is Malcolm McLaren. I have brought you many things in my time, but the most successful of all was an invention of mine they called the punk rock.
And you might think the same about Peter Steele. When's the last time you listened to a Typo Negative record? What's he been doing lately? In fact, the last time we really talked about him, he was having substance abuse problems, depression problems, he was incarcerated for a while, a bad series of events leading ultimately to a bad ending, one might assume. But in fact, the truth is he had turned himself around. He was sober, he had found the Lord Jesus Christ, his Savior, believe it or not.
In Jesus' name, amen, amen, hallelujah.
And he was working on new material. So it is sad. And I say this as someone who was not a Typo Negative fan, not particularly an admirer of Mr. Pete Steele, but I recognize what they did for music. They wrote heavy, horror-themed material. They got it on MTV and mainstream rock radio, which is no small feat. And so in tribute to Pete Steele, I present a quick blood-spattered guide, top 5 reasons he was actually pretty cool.
Blood Spattered Guide Top 5 Reasons Peter Steele was actually pretty cool.
Okay, top 5 things even I thought were decent about Pete Steele. At number 5, he was a fan of Liisa. Liisa is an American goth band from the underground, an independent group I was into in the late 80s and early 90s. He was too. He would plug them in interviews. He took them on tour and eventually worked with the vocalist Tara Von Flower on a Typo Negative song, Halloween in Heaven. Number 4 reason, Peter liked to piss people off. And even if that person was me, I still think that's pretty cool.
What you call me? Well, if you give me a chance, I was gonna call you a crazy pig fucking dumbass pussy piece of shit.
Oh, brother, you's a dead man.
3rd reason, Typo Negative wrote really long fucking songs. Now, this is not difficult or noble in itself, but it's hard to get a 10-minute song on a fairly mainstream record, even a metal record. The breakthrough hit, Black Number 1, was originally over 11 minutes long before the radio edits. So for pushing the boundaries, the barriers of what was acceptable on a fairly mainstream record, I give him 3 thumbs up. Number 2 reason, I'm going to have to go with the Playgirl Centerfold, which I have not seen because, like I said, not a fan. But the guy insisted if he was gonna pose naked for the centerfold of Playgirl, he was going to be erect. So for being one of the first, if not only guys, to be hard in his Playgirl centerfold, I give him 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up.
Bust a nut, grab a bag of corn nuts and bust a nut. They're lightly toasted and hard as well. Enjoy yourself, we won't tell.
The number 1 cool thing about Peter Steele was definitely his sense of humor. The guy had demons. He was a tormented individual, and he found a way to deal with that by making jokes. He could have been a stand-up comedian, for sure.
6 or 7 years ago, I accidentally punched somebody in the face 50 times, and I got 5 years probation.
You did some time in Rikers as well, right?
Yes, I did. I did a month in Rikers. I go from playing in bars to being behind them. So I have like gold, platinum, and criminal records.
And although I thought a lot of his jokes were juvenile and chauvinist, like origin of the feces for an album cover, like, to me this is just retarded.
And
is that your asshole?
No, well, that was my best side. Let's put it that way.
But he was a really funny guy right until the end. In 2005, he faked his own death. Well, he proclaimed himself dead on the internet. We know now that it wasn't true, and maybe he's laughing somewhere now.
There were some fans who were really upset because, they had like arranged parties because they thought I was dead. And when they found out that I was still alive, they had to cancel the parties.
And so, while some people might find this song a strange choice, it is a long one, after all, which is uncommon on radio. I think that he might appreciate the humor in it. Dedicated to Pete Steele and fans of Typo Negative, this is Everything Dies on Morgue Radio.
Well, I love my aunt, but she died. And my uncle, though, then he died. I'm searching for something which can't be found, but I'm hoping I still dream of Dad, though he died. Everything dies. Everything dies. I'm not so sick. She might die. And my girl's quite fit. She will die. Still looking for someone who was around, barely coping. Now I hate myself. Wish I'd die. Everything dies. Everything dies.
Caustic critics, those wacky caustic critics are coming up with The Descent Part 2. So stay tuned, here's a classic cut from Screamin' Lord Sutch on Morgue Radio. Let's go.
She's fallen in love with a monster man. She's fallen in love with a monster man. She's fallen in love with a monster man.
Well, it was hot last night at the movie show. I parked my baby in the very last row. We were just making love, kind of kidding around, when the monster appeared with this crazy sound. My baby looked up, kind of mesmerized, and she gave a long moan, much to my surprise. Did the monster's the most, I'm his #1 fan.
Yes, I've fallen in love with this monster man. She's fallen in love with a monster man. She's fallen in love with a monster man.
Now don't think I mean or I wanna complain, but the guy's too ugly and hasn't got a brain. With great yellow fangs reaching down to his chin. Why, you just wouldn't go where this guy has been. He was growing green hair on top of his lid, just the crazier kind of mixed up kid. Been sort of stitched up by a sewing machine, but my baby said,
Yeah, this monster's a dream. She's fallen in love with a monster man. She's fallen in love with a monster man.
now the monster was weird, just a little unreal. Seemed kinda short of a sex appeal. He was dragging his chains and groaning his groan. Not really a guy that a girl should take home. When it comes to the scene where the monster should die, my baby broke down and she started to cry. Said, this monster I love, in a strange kind of whisper,
He's my kind of guy, 'cause I'm Dracula's sister. She's fallen in love with a monster man. She's fallen in love with a monster man.
so listen, you guys who are taking a wife, this could be your girl, so run for your life. Run for your life.
Blood is the key to life.
You pity the humans, don't you?
But what happens when the supply
Less than 5% of the human population remain.
can't meet the demand? Daybreakers, Riot May 11th.
First, the blackout filled our world, and now the darkness is upon us. And the darkness has spawned the Shaitan. Fools say the Shaitan are just people who are driven mad by the second blackout. You're wrong. The Shaitan can't be purified. We are at war, and the Shaitan must be stopped at all costs. Will you join us? Join the Brotherhood at www.medallionpress.com.
Hello, my name is Tom Six. I'm the director of the Human Centipede, and you're listening to Morgue Radio.
Hey, this is Juno. Leave a message.
This is Pulaski Mountain Rescue. We have an open flight plan for Borum Caverns, which you filed yesterday and failed to close.
Any signs of the missing women? Do you think you'll find them alive?
When you were down here, we found a cabin. A lens mine. It's an antipsychotic. We may have a wacko down in there. 6 girls came down to this cave. 1 came out.
Man, you brought her down! Get off my back! Get out of here!
The Caustic Critics.
controversial, unrelenting, it's brutal, it's nasty, sensational.
The worst of the worst. Offend everyone equally.
Balding. They're real.
The stuffed shit scrapes off the bottom of its shoes.
They're mean. So what was the actor's name? Oh God, what a plank he is. They're here.
Are you ready? It's time for the Caustic Critics. They're here.
Alright, this is Feedback.
And this is Last Chance Lance.
And this week, well, first of all, we're not at the Morgue House of Horror. We're getting outfitted with a new computer there. We're at the secret Batcave Cinephobia Radio headquarters.
This is all very surreal for me because we've actually descended into the bowels of what I can only imagine is what Stuart's mind is like inside, and I've got this crappy cup of tea that he's foisted upon me,
made with tap water.
Oh my God! No milk, no sugar.
What? No pudding?
What is it we're doing this week?
Well, we're going to spelunk all over The Descent Part 2, the sequel to Neil Marshall's positively received original Descent movie.
Dude,
I had mixed feelings about it. I grew to like it more over time.
I saw it in the theater, and I told you this before, it was one of the most uncomfortable movies I've ever seen. Just the scenes with them all claustrophobic in there, and the friends I was with, if I had been with anybody else, I would have just got up and left, but I sat there and I squirmed, and it got to me, and I liked that about that movie.
And of course, depending on whether or not you saw the original UK ending or the North American bastardized, perverted, hideously disgraceful ending of The Descent, where they basically chopped the last minute of the movie off to give you the illusion that there was a hopeful fate for the main character of Sarah, as opposed to what in the original vision of the film leaves her definitively in a hopeless situation. It's almost like an estrogen-fueled riff on the wonderfully nihilistic ending of John Carpenter's The Thing.
And with this movie, it picks up days after the original movie, where
the North American ending.
Yeah, where Sarah has indeed made it out.
The censored ending.
Yeah, which is...
It's so, right off the bat, it's an imposter.
Here in Borum, it's fresh heartache. As the search for the missing women moves into the end of its second day, hope is fading for Senator Kaplan's niece Juno and her 5 friends.
It is.
The very existence of this, it's an imposter. It's really hard to take it seriously.
Yeah, because when I popped it in, I thought it was going to be about a completely different group of people.
That's the only way they could have done it.
And it's the way it should have been done.
Yeah, it's the only way to do justice to this mythology and the setting. And I felt that a sequel was warranted because, the monsters are unique. The setting is so unique. You could explore it endlessly.
Yeah, you've got these people missing, so let's do a rescue group going to find them, and maybe they encounter the monsters. But instead, director John Harris decides to have Sarah indeed be rescued, and for some reason the police are able to talk her into going back down into the caves that she just narrowly made it out of / didn't actually make it out of.
That she suffered total amnesia.
Bullshit.
Sarah, your friends are still missing, and we need you to help us find them. I know how hard this must be for you, but you have to try.
No.
So they go back down into the caves, discover the monsters again, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah.
And that's only the beginning of how ham-fistedly this riffs on the characters of the original. We can't reveal it because it would be a plot spoiler, but it goes to absurd extremes.
How the fuck did you find this hellhole?
Juno brought us here. She wanted us all to discover it. She said she wanted to name it after me.
Why?
Guilt.
What happened between the two of you?
My husband. She had an affair with my husband.
And,
it's such an insult to the original film.
It really is, and I'm surprised that it even happened at all, but I gotta tell you, there's one scene in the movie which just summed it all up for me, and that's a scene where they're stuck in like this water pit thingy, and one of the creatures comes and actually takes a shit on them.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt about this movie. I felt that it took a shit all over me.
It's so horrible.
That's nasty.
rich and creamy, just the way I like it.
That speaks to a dearth of imagination. It riffs and apes and mimics all the kind of major set pieces of the original, amplifies the cheesiest elements of the original.
Yeah.
What was implicit about the character dynamics in the original are made hideously explicit. It's such an amateurish approach to the writing. It's nicely shot, but way too bright to be convincing as far as the setting and the caves. And like you said, that scene you mentioned really speaks to the lengths these guys will go to, or rather the depths they're willing to sink to.
Yes.
To try to make something entertaining. It fails miserably. I hated it.
Oh yeah, same here. It was like a gigantic fart joke.
Stop that! Attention wireless listeners, most of the sounds you are now hearing are not being made by me. Do stop! Stop! Oh, someone please stop the farting!
There's nothing to celebrate about this. It's an unworthy successor. I'm not surprised it went straight to DVD. And all I can say to people is do not expect, for instance, like Rue Morgue to put it on the cover of their magazine anytime soon. It's simply not worthy of being celebrated in the genre to that degree.
Oh my god, who would do that?
I have no idea. Who the fuck would do that?
Ugh.
When The Beyond came out, when The Gates of Hell came out, when Suspiria came out, people shat on those movies too because they didn't get it.
Gives me the shivers.
Alright, until next time, this is feedback. And the next time I have you here, Lance, I'll try to throw around a few dead kittens, maybe an iguana or two, just to make you feel at home.
That'd be cool, because I'm smelling them, but I don't see them.
Forge. Secret Minds.
Ventured out in the secret mines, where the forgotten children toil, just under the surface of freedom, underneath the frozen soil.
Secret Minds with Forge. Fiends, it's time to go, alas. Thanks for tuning in to the show. It's been a blast. Find us online at remorgueradio.com and follow me on Twitter, Toom, DRAGOMIR, all one word. Because the bird is the word.
Oh, God! Because everybody's heard that the bird is the word. Bird.
I know MySpace isn't cool anymore. It's all about FaceTube and TweetyBot. TweetyBot, yeah, that's about TweetyBot. Vampires are behind the times, though. They still use MySpace. They read newspapers, they've got their plasma screens made with real plasma.
Is there time for one more tune, Toom? Hey, Toom, why the fuck not? Yeah. Until we meet again, my friends, adios.
Al sábado aquel, en el que había siempre reggaetón, en el que se bailaba tanto rock and roll, en el que se decía uno bien patrón, teníamos todo por darle a montón, y el convertible era el gran honor, Paco el Patilla se alumbra en mandón, rock and rolleando con sus saxofón. Viendo televisión, el autocinema era el gran calentón, gente volaba con tanta loción, y si sus niños linda me hacía comenzón, me echaba más de leña, seguía el vacilón.
Detroit. They don't make movies in Detroit. They don't even make cars in Detroit anymore.
Damn right.